Hi guys, another video about the higher education system in the United States. Why uh, are those schools, the colleges, the best in the world? We're going to answer this question. We'll try. I'll give you some statistics, some numbers. Um, I assume everybody's familiar with the numbers. Like there are like 4,500 higher education institutions in this country, and they are just they're like at least I can easily say like 200 of them are just offering very high quality education for their students. When it comes to K-12 education, the United States is not performing well, and there are several other countries offering better K-12 education, elementary, middle school, high school. Finland, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Italy, France, UK, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, China, many others. They are performing well. But when it comes to higher education, college education, undergraduate, graduate education, things change dramatically. There are independent organizations and they rank the schools, the colleges, the countries. So when they ranked top 100, top 500 colleges, believe me, at least there are 40 colleges from the United States in top 100. US News does that, Times Higher Education does that, Economist, the Forbes. You can add many other independent organizations. I always prefer the US News and the Times Higher Education. So they have rankings. So where is this success coming from actually? You may wonder. I'll give you some numbers. Um, of course, the research and the innovation, um, they are priorities here in this country. Okay, um, but to do those research and the innovation, you need the academic freedom, which is something very natural in this country, and the money. Okay, so I'll give you some numbers. Harvard University, everybody knows the name, has an endowment asset of $40 billion in 2020. Okay, so the other schools, the Princeton, Yale, Columbia, Stanford, MIT, Duke, Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, Johns Hopkins, they have um, money, enormous amount of money, 30 billion, $25 billion. Those are uh, um, the money that people, that the school use for the overall operation of the university. Not each year they spend billions of dollars, but a serious amount of money for scholarships, the research, development, and everything. Okay, so um, I did another research actually. I found out like there are more than like 110, 112 universities in this country that have at least $1 billion endowment assets. Ivy League colleges, on the other hand, like 8 schools, the Yale, Princeton, Dartmouth, Columbia, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania. Um, what else? Anyway, eight of them. Just they're here actually. I can just cheat from my wall actually. Um, their endowment asset is around $120 billion. Okay, so they have this money and they spend this money for education and academic freedom. So things change. On the other hand, um, the international population is very high in this country, like 1.1 million students. Um, when you look at the student profile, especially those top schools, you see that there are like so many international students that they contribute to science, the research. I'll give you an example from MIT. Uh, the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I mean, I assume everybody knows the name. I think the best engineering school in the United States, maybe around the world. Um, they have undergraduate programs, and 10% of the student population is international students. Okay, they are coming from different countries. 10%. When it comes to graduate education, master and PhD, or EDD, or just whatever, uh, there are so many international students. Almost 41% of students are international students at MIT. And you know, the research innovation usually take place at graduate level. So super brains from China, India, Saudi Arabia, Korea, Germany, South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, just you can imagine, they are coming to this country and they receive acceptances, scholarships, and they come here and they contribute to the success of those schools. Okay, so some schools 10%, some schools 20%, they have international students. So that's very important. Uh, so you may wonder where this coming the money comes from actually. Uh, the There are projects, the fundings from the government, from private companies, donations. Donations are very interesting actually. Uh, there are crazy people, the businessmen, businesswomen, and they donate money to the schools, actually, especially those top schools. Like, I'll give you an example. Bloomberg, okay, you know the name, the mayor of New York City, and he donated 1.8 billion dollars. I think it's like 3 4 years ago to Johns Hopkins University for as a gift, the largest donation to an individual American college, um, Johns Hopkins University, 1.8 billion. I remember like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I'm not sure, like 2017 or 18, a businessman who graduated from MIT donated $350 million to MIT. And MIT received this money and increased this money to $1 billion because they have enormous assets. They have money anyway. And I assume there were like other donations, and they increased this money to $1 billion. And they opened a new artificial intelligence and computer science college. Okay, so the money, especially for those top schools, coming from those donations. So the point is, the schools are very successful. They have money. That means they have the funding for scholarships, and international students who have academic success in their backgrounds may get a lot of money. They can come here, they can study here, not only at those top schools, but even like ordinary. I don't want to call them ordinary, like not top 20 schools, not top 50 maybe, but the other schools, like even schools, the small schools, ordinary schools, they have endowment assets of like 200 million, $500 million. So they have money. So with a proper application, with respect to documentation, the time management, choosing the right schools, uh, overall, with a good brainstorming with an expert, uh, will really make a difference. Actually, you can get serious amount of scholarship from the best ranked schools, but believe me, you will definitely need a good and effective personalized college consulting. See you next time.